Forget 100% committed. I'm 1000% committed. I do not care. I'm riding high on this sorry, sometimes sorry, college football team.
Don't worry, it's root beer.
Welcome back, fall. It's been a while. Nobody has some more colorful entrance than you. We always like having a little fun with it, while showing off lots of new colors of our own. We've added some interesting hotspots while you're away to make the day.
Woo! Hey, good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube today. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We're going to get the show started here in just a second, and I'm going to Atlanta over the weekend. I'm going to go. I'm going to take Lou Jr. to the College Football Hall of Fame tomorrow in Atlanta. So when you guys call in today, per usual, we can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. But if you've ever been to the College Football Hall of Fame, try to call in today. Tell me about it. Tell me what you liked. Is there anything I got to make sure I do or see while I'm there? Whatever. I've been to the College Football Hall of Fame. I've never been inside of it. I'm going to take Lou Jr. inside there tomorrow. So if you call up today and you've been there, let me know. And of course, then we'll talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about if you're able to get through. And we will start the show for sure here in just 1 second. It shouldn't be too hard to do that, so that's what we'll do. We'll be right back. Good morning. Welcome back. It's Uncle Lou here, and we're going to get started right now with today's show. Thanks to everybody that's tuned in and watching live. I really appreciate it. If you're watching this later, thank you too. The number if you want to be on the show today is 706-510-6817. And I'll start taking calls here in just a second. Per usual, though, shout out to the good people over at Lanier HVAC Services. They're good enough to sponsor the Uncle Lou show. So, if you guys live in the Atlanta, Athens, or Gainesville, Georgia area, or anywhere near there, good morning, Luann. Make sure you give them a call for all your HVAC needs. They'll take good care of you, I promise. And you can tell them that Uncle Lou said good morning also, and too. And hold on, I'm just trying to fix something up here. I done screwed something up. Yeah, so that's the people over at Lanier HVAC Services. Hey, good morning. Yeah. Anyway, what else? Today's Friday. Everybody's ready for the weekend. Last live show of the week today. So the fifth one we've done this week. Of course, we do the live shows every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday night and Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Those are the live shows, and obviously there's pointless videos posted all throughout the week. Did my LSU preview today, right? Yeah. LSU. Had them at 7-5. So if you want to call up and tell me how wrong I am about that, feel free. I had them getting a couple of big wins this year or against Georgia and Mississippi State. And then dropping some 50-50 type games too. I'm way more comfortable with the 7-5 overall record than I am about the actual wins and losses that I chose. But, you know, and every time I do these previews, I get people in the comment section telling me, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because I picked such and such a team to lose to whatever other team or whatever. But, I mean, the thing is, you have to mix it up when you do these previews. I mean, you know, I could do a preview that said LSU is going to lose to every team that's better than them and beat every team that is not as good as them, but that never happens in college football. Almost every single team loses a game or two you think they'll win, and almost every single team wins a game you thought they would lose. So you got to switch it up some, and trying to guess which ones of those games might be the ones that go haywire. It's hard to do, but anyway, keep up the crying and the good work. I really appreciate it. Yeah, going to Atlanta this weekend. Taylor Swift tomorrow night. Yep, for Luann. She's excited. And I'm going to take Lou Jr. to the College Football Hall of Fame while we're up there. I don't know what else we're going to do. Maybe Dave and Buster's, or I don't know. They have this indoor rock climbing place Lou Jr. wants to go to. Maybe that. I don't know. Anyway, so I'll be out of town this weekend, so not sure if I'll get a video up while I'm up there or not. Maybe I'll go live from the College Football Hall of Fame just for a few minutes for those of you that have never been there, and show you around a little bit in there. But anyway, let me turn the phone lines on here if I can, and hopefully I can. Yeah, 706-510-6817 if you want to be on the show. That's the number to call.
Forget 100% committed. I'm 1,000% committed. I do not care. I'm riding high on this sometimes sorry college football team.
I swear I could watch that over and over again. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is. If you've been to the College Football Hall of Fame before, give me a call. Let me know how you liked it. What do I need to make sure I do or see while I'm there? Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou, too.
Hey, what's up, Lou? This is Tiger War Eagle 14. I was the guy that gave the South Carolina breach. Do you remember from a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
About, them probably losing to Georgia.
Yeah. What's going on? Man, I've been good. How about you, though?
I can't complain, man.
Okay, good.
I'm actually pretty excited right now because we're going to Atlanta tomorrow as well. We're going to go see the old Bravos taking on the Milwaukee Brewers up in SunTrust.
Oh, okay. Have you been to the new stadium yet?
Oh, I've been there. I went last year.
Okay.
It was in August, but I can't remember what day it was. But we went to see the Rockies play the Braves.
Okay. Yeah, I took Lou Jr. Yeah, I took Lou Jr. to a game there last season. So yeah, I've been there once. It's really, I like that little. I like the area outside the stadium where you can kind of hang out and shop and eat, and they've got a couple little restaurants there before you actually get into the stadium. That's a nice little area they've built there.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing about that last year, they had all the SEC, ACC flags out there with Auburn, Alabama, Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
The what do you call those people? The tech tards? I don't know what you call them.
Yeah, that's good enough.
So, the nerds. But yeah, I saw your Auburn prediction, and I actually made my own prediction about them. And I mean, I could see Washington probably beating Auburn. Everyone's told me, some people have been telling me that Washington's probably going to be beating Auburn. But you think about, there's one guy on that team that I'm glad is not playing for Washington this year, that Vita V kid.
Yeah, he's playing on Sundays now.
He's that Troy Polamalu Jr. is what I call him.
Yeah, he was a beast.
That guy can, in my opinion, he can scare any offensive lineman. But since he's gone, I mean, 3 out of 5 players that were drafted out of Washington, they were all defensive.
Right.
And the experience on the wide receiver side, you got Darius Slayton and then Nick Craig Myers, tight end. And then you got Cam Martin. Of course, he's making his first start against Washington. And, of course, Jarrett Stidham. Now, I do like Myles Gaskins and Jake Browning, but those are just 2 guys that I've known that are the top players or the key players for the first game. But,
right.
You know, that's your opinion. I mean, I can understand your opinion. But I think Auburn could easily handle Washington.
Yeah, we'll find out. Auburn's favored in that game, so you're definitely not the only one that thinks Auburn has a chance to win. I think Auburn's a 2 or 3 point favorite in that game. I don't know. We'll see. I think the more time there is to prepare for a game, the more of an impact the coaching has. And I mean, you know, it's no secret or whatever. I don't think Gus Malzahn is an elite level coach, and I do think Chris Peterson.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Peterson was beating teams like Oklahoma when he had 30 days to prepare with Boise State talent.
Yeah.
He's a good coach, and he's going to have those boys ready to play. But if they can't block Auburn's front 4, then Auburn could run away with this game. If Jake Browning is running for his life the whole game, forget it. So I don't know what sort of plan they're coming up with to try to protect Browning. I mean, they're going to have to do something. I don't know if it's quick passes. I don't know, leaving tight ends in to block and run him. I don't know. But Auburn's defense has the potential to take over a game. That front 7 is just unbelievable you guys have.
Yeah, and here's another factor you got to think about. Like, how many times has Washington played an SEC team since, like, 2014? The only one team they played was Alabama. That was in the playoffs. That's the only good defense they've seen.
Yeah.
And who knows? Auburn may bring that as well to the game, to Washington.
Yeah, the Pac-12 obviously hasn't fared very well overall the last couple of years, going 1-9 in bowl games last year, getting shut out of the playoffs last year. They did send Washington to the playoffs a couple of years ago, like you mentioned, but Alabama beat them, I think it was 34-7 or something like that. We saw the same sort of thing really when Oregon was at the top of the heap in the Pac-12. You know, Oregon was beating up on Pac-12 teams, and then, you know, they played a top 10 Auburn team, barely scored 20 and lost. They played a top 10 LSU team, barely scored 20 and lost. So we've seen this kind of thing before out of the Pac-12. We'll see if this Washington team is any different or if it's just going to be more the same, and they just get pushed around on the line of scrimmage, which could really tilt the game in Auburn's favor.
Yeah. Have you been Hall of Fame, right? You've been in there before, have you not?
Where?
In the College Football Hall of Fame. You said you've never been in there yet?
No, I stayed at the there's an Embassy Suites right across the street from the College Football Hall of Fame, and I stayed there this was last year during the football season. We had to go up there for something, and I stayed at that Embassy Suites, but I didn't have time to go in to the College Football Hall of Fame. But so I walked up around the outside of it and took pictures and stuff. But this will be my first time going in.
I can go ahead and tell you what you do when you first walk in. What you do, you like set up your email, and they'll give you this pass where you can choose your favorite team. Like, you know, you pick Georgia. Like, of course, I picked Auburn on this little screen. And when you walk and you see those helmets on that huge wall, and then they'll have green when they say that your team's been picked or however that goes. It's been a couple years since I've been over there. But when you scan your car on like some barcode, it'll have like Auburn stuff, or if you did Georgia, it'll pull up Georgia stuff. And then they have that college game day stuff. You walk in there, you sit on this little chair like you're with Chris. Well, not Chris Fowler. That guy from Alabama, and then Howard. You get to have a mascot head put on you if your favorite team is Georgia, and you'll have the Georgia guy on there.
That's cool.
So yeah, and then when you go upstairs, they have this little theater room, and then they'll take you up to the little football thing. Inside, there's like a like on the front side, there's a football, but when you go upstairs, there's like panels that you can rotate around. It's really cool, man. You're gonna enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Our plans originally while we were up there. My daughter is going to the Taylor Swift concert. That's really why we're going. And then we were going to go to Whitewater while we were up there. But it's like a 60% chance of rain both days that we're there. So we canceled the Whitewater thing. And so we're going to do the College Football Hall of Fame and maybe like a Dave & Buster's or something.
Yeah, well, we're going to, like I said, we're going to move in SunTrust Park. Man, I wish we can, that'd be pretty fun if we just met up. Like, if you had the same plans to go to the Braves-Brewers game and I had the same plans, it'd be fun if we ran
into each other. That would have been weird, yeah.
I'd walk in the crowd, and I'd say, yep, that's you. Like, I'd instantly recognize you, man. It'd be hilarious. Yeah. Like, I'd just see you. Well, I can easily recognize the face, dude.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for the call. I hope you have fun at the Braves game. I'm assuming you're a Braves fan, so I hope they win for you. I don't really keep up with baseball that much until the postseason, but I do know the Braves are having a pretty good season. Last time I paid any attention, they were in first place in the NL East. So I'm assuming they still are. I know the Nationals have been hot lately, though, but hopefully they get a win for you. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou, too.
What's going on, Uncle Lou?
What's up, buddy?
I was just wondering if you think D-Rob's going to get eligible to play this year.
That's impossible to predict. I mean, the NCAA is so inconsistent with these type of things. I mean, obviously, he should have submitted his paperwork months ago like everybody else did. Everyone else has already been decided upon. I mean, Florida's 2 receivers got cleared last week. They're good to go. North Carolina had a guy get clear. I mean, tons of people have already been cleared to play, but of course D-Rob farted around, wanted to make another stupid commitment video, released top 5 lists, all this kind of stuff, and didn't submit his paperwork until a couple of weeks ago, whereas everybody else submitted it months ago. So who knows? I mean, last week I was told by Georgia fans who claimed they knew what was going on, that a decision was going to be made last week. Obviously it wasn't. I've been told the same thing this week. Oh, a decision will be made this week. Well, here we are Friday at 3:19 in the afternoon, and unless it's happened in the last 20 minutes, there's been no decision made. So I really don't have any idea.
They're getting more liberal with giving those things out now. So
yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem. Yeah, I really don't know which way. I think it hurts D-Rob that he released a top 5 list that included West Virginia and Texas, because his reasoning to the NCAA for needing to transfer out of Cal was that he needed to be closer to home for his sick mother. So I'm not calling him a liar, but I'm just wondering why he was considering West Virginia and Texas if the reason he was transferring was to be closer to his hometown. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, hello.
What's up?
Hello?
Yep, hello.
When are you going to do the UCLA prediction?
If I do it at all, it's going to be at least 2 weeks from now, because I got plenty of other previews to do before I would get to that. No one has requested that one on the Patreon page, so I got to get through the Patreon request first. Then I'm going to do the other teams that I want to do, and then if there's time left, I'll do UCLA. But I'll be honest, it's not very high on my list.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I can tell you they're not going to be very good this year. They're going to have about the same record they had last year. They might be a little bit better, but I think their record will be about the same. Chip Kelly, it's going to take him a couple of recruiting classes to get the type of player in there that he needs to run that style of offense. So it's going to be a rough year for UCLA. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, this is Oregon Oaks football / basketball.
Yeah, what's up?
You said that people been to the College Football Hall of Fame, I called in because I went there a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah? How'd you like it?
It was great. I also went to an Atlanta Braves game. And
okay, cool. What was your favorite part?
the College Football Game Day Theater.
Yeah, that does sound pretty cool. I'm going to make sure I do that.
Yeah, they go in and they just give you these TVs of a preview, and then they just go in the room and it's all these College Football Hall of Famers, every category in it. They even have these virtual reality things where you can see the game, like the end of the game, like the Georgia-Alabama game or the Clemson-Alabama game the year before.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
They scan your hand, and then you pick a team, and then you go upstairs, and when they scan your hand, they get your team, and then it shows all your bowl wins and stuff, and national championships.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool, like it's interactive or whatever. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, Lou Jr. is too. So that'll be something fun for me and him to do.
Yeah. And then there's this room where you take the football and you try to throw into this basket about 20 yards or something. And then next to it, you got Chick-fil-A having all the Peach Bowl games because it's the sponsor for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I ate at that Chick-fil-A when I was up there last time. I just never went inside the College Football Hall of Fame, but I actually went and ate in that Chick-fil-A. I was staying at the Embassy Suites right across the street, and walked over there and ate lunch.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, what else? Anything else on your mind today?
How do you think Oregon's going to do this year? Like, do you think we'll win 8 games?
Yeah, I think Oregon should win at least 8 games. I mean, they're talented enough to win 8 games. I haven't done an Oregon preview, but I did do a Washington preview, and I actually picked Oregon to beat Washington. So I haven't gone through and looked at the rest of Oregon's schedule or whatever, but if they're beating Washington, then I have to, I have to think they're good enough to win, 8-4, 9-3. I guess if things went really, really well, they could even go 10-2 or 11-1, especially if they really do beat Washington. But so I'd have to go through the schedule, before I picked a record for sure. But I think they'll have a good year.
I was going 9-3, lost to Cal, Arizona, and Utah.
Yeah, Utah.
People think we're losing to
Utah, people out here in the East, they don't really pay any attention to Utah, but Utah's a pretty good team. I mean, Utah's good enough to beat you if you don't know what you're getting into. I mean, they're better than what the most people think they are. So, but thanks for the call, though. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great weekend. Yeah, and thank you for the information on the College Football Hall of Fame. I'll be sure and report back to you guys on Monday's live show how it goes. 706-510-6817 if you want to be on the show.
I'm going to snort some cayenne pepper up my nose.
Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, so I wanted to get your opinion quickly. So, Georgia's offensive line was pretty bad in 2016, right?
Yes.
All right, and they made a pretty big turnaround in the last year when you guys went to the national championship. Now, what do you think's more important on the offensive line, experience or having a high recruits at that spot?
Well, obviously both would be ideal, but I mean, it depends on the recruit. There's very few offensive linemen that are good enough to start at an elite college football program year one. That doesn't mean they won't be great players, and a lot of them even go on to the NFL, but especially like left tackle, center, right tackle. I mean, those positions are really hard to play your first year out of high school. It happens sometimes, but no coach looks forward to starting a freshman on the offensive line. I mean, even last year, our offensive line was okay. We didn't have a great offensive line last year. Now this year we'll have one of the best 5 offensive lines in America, in my opinion. And a lot of these publications agree with me too, that rank the position units or whatever. A lot of them have Georgia's offensive line in the top 5, and it's because we have talent and experience coming back now. You know, the offensive line is going to be loaded with 5 stars and high 4 stars this year that have in-game experience, and we've got true freshmen and sophomores behind them that haven't played yet that are just as talented. So in a 2 or 3 year period, Georgia has gone from having one of the worst lines in the SEC to having one of the best.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with that. You know, because see, last year Florida just, you know, the whole team basically sucked. I mean, from the standpoint of performance, but their offensive line didn't look that great either. But they do bring back a talented and experienced offensive line. You know, mostly juniors and seniors and a couple sophomores. The big key is going to be the fact that Martez Ivey, a 5-star senior, came back, and I think that's going to be really key for this offensive line to perform well this year, especially in that Georgia game, because, you know, yeah, you guys lost talent along the defense, but, I mean, by that time, you guys should be back to where you were last year, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a really good offensive line anymore. I mean, if you start naming the top teams in the country, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, those are teams with NFL front sevens. Without a really, really good offensive line, even if you watch last year's national title game, 2 of our linemen, I'm not going to name them. I'm done looking for reasons why we lost or whatever, but 2 of our linemen got absolutely annihilated in that game over and over and over again. And then all last year, a lot of people say, what happened to Isaac Nauta, that tight end that Georgia had? He had a bunch of catches as a freshman, then he had like 3 catches last year. What happened? He had to stay in the block on passing downs most of the time. We just didn't trust our offensive line to hold up. And but that's, you know, we won't have that problem this year, and offensive line is, I mean, it's so important. Florida State is a great example. Florida State is absolutely loaded with wide receiver talent, running back talent, quarterback talent, but look at their offensive line. It's probably the worst in the ACC, and they win 6-7 games last year with the most talented roster in the ACC, with the exception of maybe Clemson. You know, Florida State's offensive line is the reason Francois got hurt. That joker ran for his life for 13 or 14 games straight, going back to the previous season, and then it finally caught up with him in that Alabama game when he tore his knee up or whatever. But the poor guy was running for his life for all of the previous season. You have to have a good offensive line anymore.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as much as being a Florida fan, if I don't want to see Franks go up there, he has a good amount of excuses. You know, our offensive line played terrible, and he wasn't in a system to, you know, sort of hide the fact, because he wasn't running around, say, like a Jalen Hurts can, or, you know, even a Nick Fitzgerald to an extent. So hopefully, the hope is that the offensive line gets better. You know, the quarterbacks will be in a situation to where they can move around the pocket and get outside more, and that should help right there. Yeah, I agree. Thanks for the call. Yeah, offensive line is huge. I go back to Oregon again when they were scoring 60 points a game against every team they played in the Pac-12. What happened when they played Auburn and LSU? They barely scored 20 and lost both times. Why? Their offensive line averaged 280 pounds a man. They had to have 280-pound offensive linemen to be able to get up off the ground after every play, run 20 yards downfield to the line of scrimmage, and snap the ball again 6 seconds later. You can't do that with 330-pound linemen. But then they went up against the SEC defenses that had 300-pound defensive linemen, and they just got murdered. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, good morning, Uncle Lou. It's your 5-star caller, Ryan, from the comment section, man.
Ryan from the comments section.
5-star caller.
What's
What's
going on?
up,
You doing
bud?
all right today?
Yeah, man, I'm doing great. What's up with you, though?
Nothing much. I was just, go ahead and get this out of the way. I've never been, the last time I've been to Georgia, I was like 8 years old, so I never been to like that Hall of Fame thing you were talking about, so I was just wanting to go ahead and get that out the way.
All right.
But I was wanting your opinion on, I'm assuming, I know you're a Georgia fan, but I'm assuming you heard about, Alabama's QB controversy with, Jalen Hurts, in that little interview he did, like talking,
Yeah.
how he was in his feelings and all that. I was wanting to get your opinion on that.
My opinion is whoever didn't see this coming is a moron. I mean, everybody saw this coming. It was, the minute Alabama won that game, this was inevitably going to happen. So I don't know. There's some people that are acting surprised. I don't understand. I don't get it. I mean, I don't know how anybody didn't see this coming from a mile away. So I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, I'm not either. I still think, it's going to be, he's going to play both of them, but in the end, I think it's just going to be Tua's team.
Yeah, I do too. Tua's clearly a better quarterback, in my opinion. I don't trust Jalen Hurts at all, and I think if Jalen Hurts plays in the first game against Louisville, it's only going to be because Nick Saban told him he could 2 months ago to keep him from transferring. I honestly believe that's what happened. I think Nick Saban promised Jalen Hurts he could play against Louisville, and I think he only told him that to keep Jalen Hurts from transferring. Tua's going to come into the game at some point against Louisville, and that'll be it for Jalen Hurts. He'll be gone. If he's lucky, he's on pace to. Sometimes people graduate in 3 years. I don't know how smart or dumb Jalen Hurts is. I have no idea. Hopefully, if he can graduate this year, then he can transfer and play next year. So that'll be the best thing he can do. And he's hard-headed too. I don't understand who's telling him. The guy's got no chance to play in the NFL as a quarterback. Zero, none. He's a worse passer than Tim Tebow. He's a worse passer than Blake Sims even. I don't know what's going on. The guy, if he wants to play in the NFL, he needs to switch to tight end, running back, wide receiver, defensive back, whatever else he can play, because he can't throw the ball, period.
I was actually going to ask you this next. If he, or when, it's not a matter of if anymore, I'm assuming, but when he does transfer, where do you think he'll end up?
The only school I've heard mentioned is Tennessee, but I mean, this is all going to depend on whether or not he graduates this year or not. If he graduates, he doesn't have to sit out. He can just transfer and play right away. If he's not graduated, he's got to sit out a year. Well, the year that he sits out would be his senior year, so he would then have to come back and play somewhere as a fifth-year senior. So I don't know what's going to happen or what he's going to decide to do or how many credits he has towards grad. I don't know any of that, so I would have no idea where he would want to transfer to. I can't see him going the JUCO route. You usually only see that from freshmen. They'll go the JUCO route for their sophomore year, then they're back at a Division I program for their junior and senior year. But he's already going to be a junior this year. So if he goes JUCO next year, he'll be a senior. So I don't know. He's gonna have to go to a big time program somewhere. But I have no idea which one it would be. I don't even really know who would want him. I mean, I guess Tennessee because they're so desperate. But I mean, Jalen Hurts has made it perfectly clear he's not interested in playing any other position besides quarterback. So right there, he's going to be limited in terms of his options. I mean, this whole thing that his dad came out a couple of months ago and said if Jalen Hurts decides to transfer, he'll be the most sought-after free agent in college football history. That guy's delusional. No, he won't. Everyone has seen that Jalen Hurts can't complete a pass. I don't know what the dad was thinking now. There'll be some teams that'll look at him like Tennessee because Tennessee will take anything they can get. That's how bad they are. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, all right, man. I was just wanting to call and get your opinion on that. Thanks for taking my call, by the way.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Yep, Ryan S. checking in there. Official 5-star caller here on the Uncle Lou Show. Yeah, Jalen Hurts has painted himself into a corner here. He's pissed Nick Saban off. His dad has come out and him and said he's not interested in playing any other position. It's quarterback only. I mean, I don't know. I mean, anybody with eyes that watched that national title game can clearly see that Tua was just a better quarterback. Now, I get it. It was only one half, and we don't know what's been happening at practice there. Maybe Jalen Hurts is way better than Tua in practice, and then he gets in a game and just tenses up or whatever. I don't know, but I mean, I've been saying for a year and a half that Jalen Hurts isn't a good quarterback. Of course, Alabama fans told me I was an idiot right up until about halfway through the third quarter of the national championship game. Then suddenly they all agreed with me and claimed they had been saying that all along, which was bull. I've got thousands of comments in the Uncle Lou comment section on LouTube as proof that Alabama fans thought Jalen Hurts was a elite quarterback. I mean, I've got comments on videos I made the week leading up to the national championship game of Alabama fans saying Jalen Hurts is an elite QB. The very next week, those same people were in the comment section saying, I knew all along, I've been saying all along, Tua was better. Yeah. Yeah. Good work, buddy. 706-510-6817 if you want to be on the show. I'm ready for some football. I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to get tired of talking about the same off-season things over and over and over and over and over again. This off-season has just drug on forever. I'm ready to talk about some wins and losses. But good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou, though. Well, congratulations. Be sure and tell everybody at recess tomorrow that you were able to get through. 706-510-6817 if you want to be on. Now's a good time to do it. Phone line open. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm going to the College Football Hall of Fame this weekend. Have you been there? If you have, call and let me know. Is there something I need to make sure I do? Did you like it? Did you not like it? The only Hall of Fame I've ever been to, I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame when I was in middle school. I took a trip up there with two friends of mine from middle school. One of the friends of mine's dad worked for Delta or something, and he took us up. He got us plane tickets, me and these two buddies of mine and the dad, and we flew up to wherever, Cooperstown, wherever we flew to, I don't know, and went to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I've never been to the NFL Hall of Fame, so that Baseball Hall of Fame, the only Hall of Fame I've been to. But yeah, be going to the College Football Hall of Fame tomorrow in Atlanta. So looking forward to that. Take Lou Jr. up there. Luann going to see Taylor Swift, at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So she's excited about that, which is amazing. Of course, I don't know, I probably told y'all this before, but I took her to see Justin Bieber about 3 years ago. You should have seen me at a Justin Bieber concert. That was something serious. Anyway, 706-510-6817. Or we'll end the show. Those are the options. 706-510-6817 or end the show. It's up to you guys. Just let me know. I'm not going to sit here and babble. I do that plenty throughout the week when I upload videos. Point of this show is to talk to y'all. So if y'all are done talking for the day, we'll just end the show. 706-510-6817.
Huh?
Or I can just play these memes for the next 20 minutes.
I bust my ass, Lou. That's what I do every day. So you be careful who you mouth off to, jerk off.
Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou, too.
What's up, Uncle Lou? It's Wrong on Purpose.
What's up, buddy?
How long do you think the Pac-12 has been garbage?
Since Chip Kelly left Oregon.
Since Chip Kelly left Oregon?
Yep.
All right. Me personally, I think until 2015.
I mean, let me ask you this, and maybe I'm wrong. What year was that Washington won the national title? 1992 or something like that?
1991, I think. But
91. Okay, so Washington won a national title in 1991. Southern Cal won a national title in 1978. So, 2 national titles in the last 40 years. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic.
Yeah. I mean, you ain't wrong about that, and I do agree with you on that. But in 2015, Stanford versus Iowa, Stanford just absolutely killed Iowa up in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just want to point that out there, that the Pac-12 has not been that bad in the past.
No. There's been some years where the Pac-12 has had several good teams. I mean, Southern Cal had some good teams in the mid-2000s. I mean, and they did win a national title, but it was vacated. So somebody in the comment section is probably typing that as I speak. They cheated, so they vacated that national title. So Southern Cal hasn't won a natty since 1978. Washington won a natty in 1991. I don't know of any other I don't think another Pac-12 team has won a natty other than those two since the year I was born, which was it was 40 years ago. So, but that doesn't mean they haven't had some years with some good teams. I mean, obviously Oregon had a stretch where they had some really good teams. Southern Cal's had some really good teams. Stanford has had some really good teams. Even the Arizona schools have been okay a few times over the last 10 or 15 years. But overall, it's been a little underwhelming.
Yeah, you're right. What bowl game do you think Oregon will go to?
I don't know. I'm not in the business of. I can't pick every single bowl. I'll probably make a playoff prediction and that's it. I'm not making predictions on who goes to the, Holiday Bowl and who goes to the Farmers.com Bowl and all. And I'm not getting into all that. I have no idea. I don't think Oregon is good enough to make a New Year's Day bowl. That's all. They won't make one of the major bowls. I don't think they're good enough. I think if there's one team that's going to do anything, it's going to be Washington. I think maybe Stanford has a good enough team if Bryce Love can stay healthy to maybe make a New Year's Day bowl game. But I don't think anybody else does, including Oregon.
Yeah, you're right. All right, man, I'm going to be heading out. Thank you for taking in my call.
Okay, I still want you to get really mad, though, every time Oregon loses.
Oh, yeah, man, no doubt.
Okay,
and
good.
Especially if we lose Bowling Green.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see something.
No doubt. All right, yeah, that was wrong on purpose there, Oregon fan. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, make sure you do it. He puts out some pretty good videos, especially when he's aggravated. That's who this is.
Forget 100% committed. I'm 1000% committed. I do not care. I'm riding high on this sometimes sorry college football team.
He's 1000% committed to this sorry-ass, sometimes sorry team. Dude's hilarious. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning, Uncle Lou. How are you?
Jared, what's up, buddy?
I'm doing fine. I just had something quick to talk about.
What's up?
Just the thing that's been bugging me the last couple of days has been really funny. Florida fans, again, Florida fans have been saying that Felipe Franks is better than any QB Vandy's ever had. And it's just like gone to a new level of like kind of almost stupidness. How much like fake trash talk it is, and it's annoying.
I agree. It's very annoying. But thank you for the call, though. I couldn't understand anything he was saying, and it sounded like you were in an Olive Garden or something. But sorry about that, Jared, but I couldn't understand anything you were saying, and it sounded like there was a whole crowd of people around or something, and if I can't understand you, then there's no way the people watching can understand you, and I just can't let calls go on where people are just people just tune out. So sorry, you're one of my favorite people, but I couldn't hear anything you were saying. So 706-510-6817. Yep, if you want to be on, that's the number you can try to call. Well, I don't know. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
What's going on, Uncle Lou?
What's up, buddy?
I know you hate Florida about just as much as I do. I keep watching the XP Network talking about thing I heard today was kind of crazy thing I heard in my life. They say Todd Grantham was a good hire.
There's people that think the earth is flat, sir. I mean, so nothing surprises me anymore. You can find somebody. Think of the craziest thing you can think of, and I promise you there's probably a Facebook group full of people who believe it. Unfortunately, that's just the world.
I mean, we thought we had a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah. That's just the world we live in.
I mean, it was a drop-off in 11, and we was like, oh, my God, what's the 2012? And then it gets here.
Yeah.
You had, 6 drafted players off that defense, and halfway through the year, we looked like a bunch of FCS team on defense.
Yeah, we were scoring. Yeah, we were scoring 45 points a game and couldn't win the East. So that tells you you've got a defense problem. I mean, I agree. I mean, but so does it? But does it surprise me? No, it doesn't. I mean, there's Auburn fans who think Gus Malzahn knows what he's doing. I mean, you can literally find people that will believe anything.
And then he goes to Louisville, has good defense, a good talent there, and see what he does third and draft. I mean, I watched them even at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
He lost the Alabama game. He lost it.
No doubt.
You watch that game, it's third and a mile, and what did he do? Same thing he done in Georgia. Blitz, send all 11 men, you know. But
yep.
I know you got Florida going 8-4, and I heard Lance crazy talking about 15-0, but I believe Florida loses at least 6 games, two or three by defense, and 2 or 3 because they ain't got no quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Their quarterback situation is really head-scratching, and you can't blame any one person. I mean, this has been going on for 10 years at Florida now. They can't find a quarterback. Will Greer is by far the best quarterback they've had, and they had to kick him off the team. He had some personal issues and stuff, but they just haven't been able to get anything going at the quarterback position, and it's just weird because in any given year, there's 10 to 15 elite quarterbacks just in the state of Florida alone. So for coming out of high school. So I don't know what the issue has been, but they got to get it straightened out.
I mean, Desmond Howard said it last week. You got a quarterback come out of Florida, walk out of Publix every day that could start at the University of Florida, and they can't get one. But
yeah, it's sad.
I mean, I think the SEC team here lately has had a problem with quarterback. Georgia had a 14, 15. You know, they didn't have no quarterback. Bryce Ramsey was a bust. I think that's ultimately what got. Part of the reason Mark Richt got fired, he had too much space, and Bryce Ramsey, you know how he turned out, punter. But
yeah, I mean
Alabama got trouble. They got trouble now, you know. We
went a few years with some quarterback issues, but just look at the quarterbacks that have come through Georgia just since Tebow was at Florida. Tebow and Stafford were in college around the same time. Since then, we've had Aaron Murray, the all-time winningest quarterback in the SEC, and broke all kinds of records. We've had Eason, Fromm, Fields. You know, in Florida is just, I mean, I don't understand. They've had literally nobody in that time frame.
I know a lot of Florida fans, hey, Will Muschamp, and I ain't a big fan of him either, but his biggest problem was no quarterback. Jeff Driscoll was the hugest bust in the 5-star rank I've ever seen. I mean, he's supposed to be the next Tebow, if not better, and you know how he turned out. But
yeah, you look at Jim McElwain now, and the more time that goes by, the worse he's looking, because he was supposed to be an offensive guy. He won the East twice, but that was with Will Muschamp's defense. I mean, Florida won the East 2 years in a row when their offense was only scoring 22 points a game. Why? They had an NFL defense that Will Muschamp recruited. McElwain comes in, doesn't improve the offense at all, and now all that defensive talent that Muschamp recruited is gone. So, you know, I think Florida's going to have a rough year too. But I mean, 8-4 is rough for Florida. But I mean, you say 6-6, I would love that. That would be great. I'm going to stick with 8-4. I think they doubled their wins from last year, but I think they've still got a long way to go before they can compete with somebody like Georgia or Alabama.
I know you said several times they got enough talent to win 8 games. I just believe Todd Grantham going to lose more games than anything, even a quarterback.
Yeah. I've
just seen it too many times. I mean, the biggest game that he's lost to me is 2013 Auburn. I mean,
yeah,
34, whatever the hell it was, in a mile, and just give it up. But I just seen that, and I was about to hear about Todd Grantham.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Uncle. You have a good one now.
All right, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap the show up. I know it's 10 minutes early, but I have to hit the road to head to Atlanta. I don't know if y'all were watching, but Luann walked in about 30 minutes ago, so we're just about ready to hit the road here. Thanks to everybody that watched today. Thanks to all the callers. I appreciate it. If you're watching this later, thank you. Yep, I really appreciate it. Season is right around the corner. If you want to get on the Patreon page, click the first link in the description of this video. That'll take you over there. Enter yourself in all the contests, all the giveaways. I'll preview whatever teams you want, all kinds of stuff over there. I would appreciate it. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you're not already. Go to your neighbor's house, knock on their door, tell them to subscribe to Uncle Lou if they know what's good for them, especially if they're overweight or have high cholesterol, because watching Uncle Lou will get them in shape and lower their cholesterol. It'll just make them healthier all the way around. So anyway, I really appreciate it. Next live show will be Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. And if I get a chance to either upload a video or go live on over the weekend from the College Football Hall of Fame or whatever else I happen to get into up in Atlanta, I will try to do that, although I can't make any promises. I definitely can't pin down a time and tell you, okay, I'm going live at this time or whatever. It'll just be, if I get a chance, I'll do it. If not, I won't, and I'll be back on Monday in that case. But anyway, y'all have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all soon. Good morning.